Hey guys, welcome back. Went 34 days. It's water change time. And again, you can see how good that's looking. So 30, maybe. I don't know. It's not quite red. So maybe 30 parts per million. 34 days. So I stretched it out another 4 or 5 days. After doing those filters, I had to do both of them because I had some sand sound going in there. So, these guys are healthy as can be, zero nitrite. So the water's just staying polished. These guys are looking good. I had to level out the sand, which is constant. So that's kind of a thing they do. So not really digging too much. You can see a little bit back there. They had a hole dug in the front, and of course that spot is always dug out. But these guys, I wanted to give you guys it's kind of like having an aquarium watching this channel that I started along my journey. So, tons of color. Oh, yeah, I usually feed them at this time, so they're antsy. But I did lose one guy. Really sad about that. He had all the color. He was really big. He's one of my big males, but he was chill. There's Tangerine. Of course, I've been watching him real close. He has just gotten more orange, and his face is more blue. White Knight's getting, his color's really shining. But, white lips are starting to stick out more. Just some changes. He's getting some white on top, really starting to come in thick. Dolphin's gotten darker. That was kind of different. He's gotten darker in the face. He's starting to get the bump on his head. So that's maybe part of it, is maybe their head turns darker a little bit. Walter Eye's looking awesome. But yeah, everything's going good. He's kind of hit a growth spurt. I was hoping he'd stay a little small because he's so aggressive with the other fish. He's still colored down all the way. So he almost looks like a female. He's still colored down. When I put him in, he was like this color up front. So still small, still chilling. It's feeding time, so he's going to be all red. Yellows and greens kind of shining out. But yeah, it's water change day. So as again, you see my setup. I do the pump in there. Gonna be doing some Swiffer, right? I don't really set it down in the rock. I just kind of whiff it. And I'll be doing some leveling. Of course, again, for me, that keeps aggression down, keeps territories down. So I'm gonna try to level this out some more while I have the filters off. I'm gonna have them totally off. Of course, the water heaters for newbies, just kind of, and these you just shut the valves off on the FX series flue valves. You shut those off, intake, outtake, or input, turn them both off. I'll turn the wave maker off because that's on the battery backup. So I got to turn that all the way off and then get to work. So again, I just run a 100-foot hose outside, and that's that. Again, I'm cooking off chlorine in here using the prime. So I've got my salt. I've used this for a long time, so just you get in a routine. You can see my thermometer's in there. Make sure it's the same temperature as the tank, and that's it. And I found, again, you'll want to probably do this. I try to conserve water, but I can see 4 totes, that's 27 gallons a piece. So here I am ready for 6, 7, keeping my notes. I keep this in my phone too, a notepad in my phone. You can see exactly what I did. Stress code I'd ran out, but once it came in like a day later, I was able to get some more in there. I think that's my tip for today, is just try to keep an inventory of the stuff. So of course, when I buy one, I buy 2 or 3. I had mistaken the bottle for something else. And, so try to have that stuff ready. Water change coming up. You've got 20, 30 days between them. Hopefully that's where your cycle's at. So it's not really work. You're enjoying your tank. So, I didn't lose much water. You can see, not a lot of evaporation. So maybe a 1/4 inch, not much. This tank does sit a little slightly unlevel there, so there's only about a, I don't know, it's not much. So I can tell because I bring it up right to that black mark. I don't go all the way up to the top of the frame, but just right there. I'll leave it there. And for me, what I was talking about levels is I know when I get my water down to kind of the bottom of this intake here, that's 4 totes worth of water. So I'm not wasting water. So, yeah, as far as the fish, I don't know what happened to him. He got a little bit of bloat. I was trying out something new, and that could have been it. I can't really for sure say, but I don't use it anymore. That was the Nourish. So, yeah, I'm off of all of that. So, he got a little bloat. I put him in the tank. I treated him with the Epsom salt. He passed it within 24 hours. Looked good. Put him back in the tank. He was eating, looking healthy again. Stopped eating. Next morning, maybe 5-6 days into it, where he looked fine. I thought he was just fine. Just had a small episode of blockage or something. That was it. He was done. One morning came in, he was on the bottom. So really hate to lose a fish because I don't have an explanation why. I take really good care of my tanks and watch them close. I'm always testing the water, even though I know what it is every 30 days. I still tested it like 12 to 15 day intervals. I kind of look at it. Just to make sure, especially when I had a dead fish in here that can spike ammonia, if you didn't know that. So I did put a little bit of stress guard in there immediately that day, like 3 caps, to lock up any excess ammonia. And then actually, so the last 30 days, I've tested it every like 10 days just to make sure. So ammonia is not good. The filters are good. I went ahead and, if you watch that video, I took the beneficial bacteria, put it in tank water while I was there because I had to get a little bit of rock out of there. I went ahead and cleaned the sponges on the outside, which typically I probably wouldn't have touched those, just to keep as much beneficial bacteria as I could. But since I had to kind of pull it all out to get all the sand out, I wanted to make sure I didn't have sand in that. Because if I was just doing a cleaning without a sand kind of clucking noise in there, I probably would have just left those in there and changed out my chemical media that I have in number 1. So, yeah, you can always watch that video and see what I did with my filters for kind of a 6-month update. Again, I'm still running, I think, 7-8 months now on the FX4, strictly bio, and then the white foam on the outside. So as clean as those looked at like 5 months, I don't see how you can't get a year out of that, because I do not want to touch it. I want to grow anaerobic bacteria. And I think at one point, because I haven't had a tank in a while, back when I used to keep a lot of fish, I remember the filters getting like red, and maybe that's the anaerobic bacteria. I haven't seen anybody really post about that other than like, hey, I know it's doing it because it's been in there so long. That's like supercharged filtration. Anaerobic will break down ammonia and nitrites really, really, really fast. Kind of does its own thing there. It's like supercharged. So yeah, so the next time I break those down, I'll be changing the bio I've got in there says change it every 3 or 6 months, which is kind of nuts. It doesn't really make sense because it's just surface area. With the cylinders, you just never throw them away. So I don't know why that product says it. Maybe I should write CChem and just see, like, why would you throw away your beneficial bacteria? It's kind of like having dish scrubbies. There's tons of videos about that. You got a dish scrubby in there. it works. You don't throw them away. You keep them. So not sure why they say to do that. It doesn't really make sense. But yeah, there's 10-minute tank time. I'm gonna get to work. See you guys later. Take care of your fish. Keep good records. Enjoy.